Meru, my name is Olive Burrows and you're watching NTV at One. We're coming to you live from the scenic Kenya Methodist University main campus in Meru. It's a beautiful sunny day with blue skies. But more on the campus and Meru a little later in our other bulletins. Now, I wish I could start this bulletin on a lighter note, but tragically not far from here, 4 people died and 9 others sustained serious injuries late Friday night after a 14-seater passenger vehicle and a lorry collided at Kiriani on the Meru-Nairobi highway. According to eyewitnesses, the driver of the lorry that was carrying building blocks from Meru town towards Chuka town hit the PSV that was transporting 10 passengers from Nairobi. Another witness claims that the lorry was speeding, and as the PSV driver attempted to drive out of its way, it was too late. The lorry rammed into the back of the PSV. Mara OCPD Johnston Kabusia said the injured have been taken to Chogoria Mission Hospital. In more tragic news, 6 relatives who died in a road accident were yesterday laid to rest in Nyakach village, Kisumu County. The late Ishmael Ogege, a retired driver, was heading to Kisii with his family when the car veered off its lane and collided with another vehicle. He was with his son, Frederick Ochieng, and his 4 grandchildren, Sharon Oyugi, Agnes Omuya, Edmond Owino, and Laura Okoth, when the gruesome accident happened at Londiani. Neighbors and friends gathered at the home to console the family members who had not yet come to terms with the tragic deaths. One person was burnt beyond recognition and 2 others left with serious injuries after a fuel tanker burst into flames at Mukonje Market in Lugari constituency, Kakamega County. The truck was ferrying fuel from Eldoret to Malaba, as Zacchaeus Mwaseme informs us from Kakamega.
The 3 a.m. incident left one family mourning the death of their kin, who was reportedly burnt beyond recognition. Eyewitnesses say the fire broke out when this truck transporting fuel from Eldoret to Malaba lost control, hit another truck before exploding into flames. Property of unknown value was also lost in the inferno that did not spare 3 shops at the market.
Ajali imetokea wakati wa saa 9. Sikukuwa nimelala kwa sababu ninaishi karibu na barabara. Hii gari ni kama ilikuja kama imeshika moto. Brakes ilikataa na ikawa tayari imeshika moto. Wakati ilifika kwa bumps, ikaruka na ikaingia kwa mtaro. Na tukaona mlipuko umeanza. Sasa ikawa tu ni nduru na kelele kila mahali.
Tulitoka nje, moto ilikuwa ina vitu zinachomeka, tukaanza kukimbia. Vitu nyingi zenye zimeharibika sana. Sasa tuko tu nje, hatuna otherwise.
Watu walikuja wakatupepea vitu kwa nyumba. Wakajifanya wanatusaidia na kumbe wanatuibia. Sasa hatuna laini yoyote, si tuko tu nje, hatuna chochote. Tunaomba mtusaidie.
Firefighters from West Kenya Sugar Company and the county government of Bungoma arrived after the damage had already been done. Matete OCPD Justus Irungu, who confirmed the incident, urged long-distance drivers using the route at night to be more vigilant.
Kwa jumla, wakati moto imezimwa, umepata mwili ya mtu mmoja ambaye hajajulikana, ambaye imechomeka beyond recognition. Ningeomba wananchi wa area hii na kwa jumla, kunapotokea ajali inahusisha magari ya mafuta, raia waepuke kukaa karibu na hiyo moto, sababu ni hatari na inaweza poteza maisha. Lakini nawashukuru wananchi wa Muhonje, wametii na wamekaa mbali mpaka wakaachia watu wa fire wakafanya kazi yao, na ndio tukamanage.
Injured are recuperating at the Moi Teaching and Fire Hostel in Eldoret. Zacchaeus Mwaseme, NTV, Kakamega.
A 15-year-old girl's dream to become a medical doctor is hanging in the balance as she is unable to join high school due to a lack of fees. Stella Mweni, whose name we have changed to protect her identity, tells us a tale of desperation and misfortune.
15-year-old Stella carries out the household chores of preparing supper at her guardian's home in Magogoni village in Kiambu County. But given a chance, she would be in class with other students at the Loreto Limuru Girls School. The fifth born in a family of 10, Stella says her mother struggled to raise all her children, and an absent and alcoholic father drove her to do well in school. She scored 343 marks in KCPE, but her mother's inability to pay school fees complicated life even further, who in a short time moved from girl to wife.
Nilikuwa namjua. Nikaenda nikamwomba funguo zake, alikuwa security company nyingine. Nikaenda kwake.
News of Stella's new living arrangement reached neighbors who called her mother to quickly return to Magogoni, where she once worked as a casual laborer, to get her daughter out.
Subchief wa hii place ni alikuja kurescue. Ndo akakuja, nikaleshwa kwa huyu mama.
Sasa niliposikia ile shida wako naye, mtoto amepotea na mtoto anataka kusoma. Sasa mama yake nilimtafuta.
Very little success at Magogoni and no one to take care of the young ones in Machakos. Stella's mother went back to care for her other children, leaving Stella behind, as well as Maria, her elder sister, who is also staring at a bleak future after being chased away from school for lack of school fees.
Mimi naona sisi wawili tusaidiwe ili tuweze kusoma.
Leila Mohamed, NTV.
Do you remember the Shimo Latewa High School student who traveled from Kisii to Mombasa with only 3,000 shillings to join Form 1? Well, he does not have to worry any longer after his secondary school fees were paid in full. The Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli, who visited the boy at the school, settled the entire balance of the school fees, topping other contributions that the boy had received. Samuel Okengo will now continue with his studies for the next 4 years. Okengo says that he will study hard to pursue his dreams of becoming an engineer.
Na nashukuru Dr. Francis Atwoli na wote waliochangia kunilipia karo ya shule. Na sasa chenye kimebaki ni kutimiza ile ndoto yangu ya kuwa engineer. Na nyanyangu kwa kuuza ng'ombe kunipea transport kuja hapa, nitamnunulia hiyo ng'ombe.
The Honorable Member of Parliament of the area, he has a bursary fund. He has CDF money. If you go to the county government of Kisii, it has a bursary. It has, in a devolved system, it has a lot of money to assist the needy.
With the first term of the school year already underway, some schools are finding it hard to accommodate the huge number of students they're admitting in Form 1 class of 2019 due to lack of infrastructure. Lake Bogoria Girls Secondary School in Baringo has been forced to convert the dining hall into a dormitory.
It has been exactly a week since the deadline for parents to enroll their children into secondary schools elapsed, and as Form 1 students settle into school, some are sharing the resources that the schools have at the moment. But even this challenge, according to the schools, will not deter them from ensuring that the children get an education.
We were expecting about 80 girls, but as we talk today, we have received 180, and we may go up to 200 because some parents have come to request they will bring their girls next week due to one reason or the other. So due to this, our facilities are overstretched. We don't have.
With a huge number joining the school, Lake Bogoria Girls School administration has been forced to take drastic measures just so that the girls do not miss a day of school. The parking space has had to pave way for a dormitory.
We don't have enough classrooms. We only have one science laboratory which cannot take all the students. We don't have a library in the school. We don't have enough sleeping space. We don't have dormitories. We have only 2 dormitories which cannot accommodate the number of girls that we have received.
The ministry is pushing for 100% transition into secondary schools, even though many schools say they are feeling the pinch. This has also made the students at Lake Bogoria Girls to take their meals while standing along the verandas of their former dining hall, which still houses the kitchen.
We are converting our school bus garage into a classroom. I have also purchased 1 tent which shall be used as a class as we now look for funds, infrastructure funds, so that we can improve on our infrastructure.
The school's principal says that other than admitting Form 1 students, the institution also acts as a rescue center for girls fleeing from female genital mutilation, early marriages and insecurity. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
A woman in Kawangware, Nairobi is seeking justice over what she claims is hospital negligence. The woman says the treatment she received for a cut on her hand left her in worse condition. Fatma Bugu reports.
Susan Wambui sought medical attention at a local health center near her home in Kawangware. She had injured her hand with a hole in her thumb. Her condition, she claims, worsened after she received treatment at the facility.
Nilianza kutibiwa, nilidungwa shindano ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu ndio ilinidhuru. Sasa kutoka hapo nilirudi hapa kwa hospitali kuomba usaidizi kwa mimi nilidhani ni shindano ya kawaida.
NTV visited the health center, but the administrators declined to comment on the matter. Susan says her vegetable selling business at Kawangware Market is struggling since she cannot get supplies and spend as much time as she did at her stall before the incident.
Niliona sisaidiki, nilienda huko kwa healthy center, huko kwa watu wa healthy, wakanipigia simu hapa, nikakuja wakaniandikia barua kunituma Kenyatta. Kutoka hapo sijaifanywa chochote. Kwenye nilienda room 17 kwa specialist aliniambia nisirudi hapo tena, nifanye kazi ya kutafuta ya mkono moja.
She is now urging the government to intervene so that she can get correct treatment. Her son sat for the KCPE exam last year. Riruta Health Center is where Susan claims was treated. She hopes justice will be served and continue with her normal life. Fatma Bugu, NTV.
St. George Primary School says it has successfully conducted a ballot-free digital students' election. The school says it is possible to hold a free and fair election while at the same time challenging the National Electoral Body to borrow a leaf.
11 a.m. at St. George Primary School, Nairobi County, and the energy is electric. It is D-Day, Election Day. The first day of the polls, the school elected its senators ahead of cabinet secretaries, the speaker, deputy speaker, and the overall chairman. The election process is out of the ordinary, at least for a school. The students are about to hold a ballot-free digitalized election.
Even urging the entire IEBC to come on board, learn from us, and can they use this kind of a method in the year 2022?
Stephen Marende, a teacher and the creator of the app, used the learning digital devices the government provided to host the voting software.
This is the first time it's going to be used publicly in a school, using by electing their children government officials.
The simple yet efficient process will in a few hours help determine just who these young voters have elected. And with that, the voting begins. Over 981 students line up patiently to vote for who they believe represents them and their needs best. 3 hours later, and the votes are in.
Thank you, St. George School, for voting for me. I will make you proud. Thank you.
There are those who are extremely disappointed.
I want to appeal.
There are even those in disbelief at their win, like Mariam. the newly elected chairman, who even had a message for Kenyans.
Feeling I'm feeling inside myself is unbearable. I can't say. There are no words for it. Digital elections are the best for Kenya and the best for schools elections.
The digital elections that have taken place here at St. George's Primary School is an interesting example of what is happening around the country. We are in essence going digital. But with that being said, perhaps there's a lesson or two we can all learn from the school when it comes to transparency and efficiency of elections. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
Deputy Directors of Public Prosecutions Dorcas Odwor and Jacob Nyakundi are among the latest beneficiaries of state commendations. President Uhuru Kenyatta awarded some members of the ODPP for their role in fighting graft. The two were among a number of officers drawn from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, including Lilian Okumu, the Senior Assistant in the ODPP, Emily Kamau, Tabitha Okoth, and Benson Musyoka. Officers drawn from the National Police Service also received commendations for their exemplary performance in the war on corruption and provision of security to Kenyans. The Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association has defended the judiciary after what they term as public attacks. KMJA denied that its members are an impediment in the war against corruption. Speaking at the Milimani Court, KMJA Secretary Derek Kuto said that the judiciary is guided by the Constitution and cases are determined on merit.
We urge the public not to fall prey to these twisted narratives. The graft war will not be won by mudslinging and chest thumping, but rather by taking time to understand our constitutional framework and working meticulously within it. We wish to assure the public that we are committed in the fight against corruption. We will also continue to determine all other cases on merit and uphold the rule of law as stipulated by the Constitution of Kenya.
Members of the Wajir Court Users Committee have defended the court over allegations of mismanaging sexual offense cases. The committee says the Wajir Court had 27 such cases last year, out of which 10 cases were concluded and 5 offenders convicted.
They all have been concerned about how the courts have been dealing with sexual offences-related cases in Wajir. The Wajir Court Users Committee is concerned that such allegations may erode the little gains made over the past few years in an area where the traditional Maslah system commands great public confidence.
We'll be very happy to get the figures, to get the case that is corrupt. We will engage with the court. We'll engage with the staffs too, with the magistrate, the head of the Court Judges Association, committee. We'll engage him. We'll ask him how it happened, why did it happen, how can it tolerate this kind of things to happen in an institution.
In our interaction with the court files, we have come across no evidence of corruption by the court, and no reason to believe that any exist.
The allegations leveled against the court by a Mombasa-based civic society group has generated heated debate among Wajir residents. The Wajir Court has received a recognition award for the best performing magistrate court in the case load category for working on 500 to 1,000 cases.
So in as much as we've tried to have mobile courts so that we can reach the litigants wherever they are, there are areas that we cannot cover because of insecurity. I'm talking about Wajir Bor, Dif, the areas that border the Somalia border.
The committee advised residents to use the right mechanisms to channel their concerns. Nurdin Almoge, NTV, Wajir County.
Apologies for that audio complication there from Meru, but we'll be back with Olive Burrows in a moment and get into the sports as well. But just some politics, and Magarini Member of Parliament Michael Kingi has accused the ODM party leadership of not giving Malindi MP Aisha Jumwa a fair hearing before recommending her expulsion from the party. Kingi maintains that they will not allow Malindi to be used as a battleground where political supremacy is tested.
Amekosea huko juu, mleteni pale, inastahili mzungumze naye, sikumtesa.
ODM, wanachama wa ODM mashinani, hatutaki by election Malindi. Malindi haitafanywa kama example, kitu chochote cha ODM kitoka juu, Malindi ndio inaonewa. Sisi tunasema tutasimama mama mheshimiwa Aisha Jumwa, mtu apende asipende tuko naye.
Wao wanataka mbunge wetu akose nafasi ile ya muhimu katika bunge, yani ya commission katika bunge ile. Sisi tunaona hapa kuna pilipili finyani. Tunaona hapa kuna watu ambao wana wivu, wana kijicho na huyu mama.
Hakuna makosa mheshimiwa Aisha Jumwa amefanya. Makosa amefanya ni kumchukua naibu wa rais kumleta Malindi ili alete maendeleo. Sasa wewe amekuletea maendeleo mtu wa Malindi. Mtu wa nje kule anampiga mawe, wewe mtu wa Malindi, wewe jirani yake mtu wa Magarini, wewe ndio mtu wa kwanza kumpiga mawe. Ni lazima tujifundishe kutunza viongozi wetu.
Are you a high school student or Form 4 leaver seeking career advice, or do you know someone who could use that? Then the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, is the place to be. A day-long career fair organized by the Nation Media Group is underway, targeting those in need of career advice, job seekers, as well as those looking for alternative job markets. The State Department for Post-Training and Skills Development, PS, Alfred Cheruiyot, officially opened the trade fair, which brings together senior education officials from both tertiary and vocational institutions who are engaging the audience through talks and exhibitions until 5 p.m. So you have little under 4 hours to go. Nation Media Group organizes My Network annual career fairs, and this year's theme is Getting It Right. And yes, as you well know, this weekend NTV is on the road and Meru County is hosting us. And I'd like to hand us back to Meru, not to Olive, but to Morome Kennedy Mureithi, to give us a few updates on what is happening there in terms of development. Morome Pole. We'll be back with a sample of the views from Meru County. We just wanted to hear what the youth there have in terms of expectations for their development, as well as some of the initiatives in terms of firefighting, making sure that the people there are safe. Let's look at the international news right now. And with the continental story, one of the top stories right now is from Sudan, where the opposition leader Sadiq al-Mahdi is calling for President Omar al-Bashir to step down following weeks of deadly protests. The opposition leader is backing the anti-government protests that have rocked the country since the 19th.
Not been a good last 12 hours for Arsenal fans out there, but we'll get to that in just a bit. I'm Ida Waringa, and let's bully up with rugby, where the National Sevens rugby team will face Tonga in a Challenge Trophy quarter-final of the Hamilton leg of the World Rugby 7 Series at 22 minutes past midnight. Well, Shujaa dropped the challenge. Edged out Josephat Boyd in a thrilling final lap to win his 6th Kenya Police Service Cross-Country Championship men's 10 kilometers title at Ngong Racecourse. Kamworor, Boyd, Isaac Kwemoi and Matthew Kisorio stayed neck-to-neck in a pulsating battle before Boyd and Kamworor dropped the rest into the final lap. Kamworor then eased past Boyd into the last kilometer before winning in 29 minutes and 36.1 seconds. African Games 5,000 meters champion Margaret Chelimo took the women's 10-kilometer race. Chelimo claimed her maiden victory, beating the 2015 World 3,000 meters steeplechase champion Hyvin Kiyeng and 2012 World Half Marathon bronze medalist Pascalia Jep Korir.
To me, I prepared very well for this event. Remember, this is my first cross country of this year, my first competition this year. This is where I'll cage my ship towards the national trials.
About the race, I was having a challenge with Beatrice Chepkoech and I think, yeah, sure, I am happy. Yeah, I was not expecting to win, but I managed to win.
World Under-20 champion in the 10,000 meters Ronex Kipruto and world bronze medalist in the same 10,000 meters Agnes Tirop finally received the cars they won last year after winning the 16th edition of the Taskies Wareng Cross-Country Championships. According to Tirop, the car will help her move around as she trains for various competitions. The athlete, who placed 4th in the World Cross-Country Championships in Kampala, Uganda in 2017, is currently focusing on the upcoming national cross-country trials. Kipruto, who is also the Africa cross-country champion, also has his eyes set on bagging a place in the national team for the World Cross-Country Championships. To what everyone is pretty much talking about, Manchester United cruised to a 3-1 victory at Arsenal in an FA Cup, a 4th round.
Burrows. I'm done here, but I'll be back at 9. Of course, we'll be tag teaming from these separate counties. Olive, good afternoon.
We do apologize for that sound hitch earlier, but not to worry. We have plenty lined up for you at 7 and 9 p.m. from Meru County. Salim Swale, Jane Ngoiri, Kennedy Mureithi, Brenda Wanga, Melita Oletengas are all out and about capturing the very best of Meru County. And on that note, I think it's about time I joined them. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.